Captain Tim Casella. Thank you so much for gracing the Valder Beebe show today. How are you?
Oh, I'm great. And thank you for the opportunity to talk about this really important aspect of military life. And if I could just say, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but go Cowboys.
My producer loves that one. he's giving you a silent hand clap. He's a total Cowboy fan.
Good. My wife brought a cat and the Dallas Cowboys to our marriage. So here we are.
Okay, here we are. I'm married to the number one Cowboy fan, and your wife lets you applaud the Cowboys. There you go.
That's right. That's right.
I know that you are retired, from what I understand. So I'd love to get some of your personal experience about the military family, because that's a life that's pretty much not known outside of the military.
Yeah, thanks for asking that. So it's I've always said that a service member's career is really built on the backs of their family. Their families are the ones that bear the most of the burden. We as service members, we go off and we do the fun stuff. We go on deployment. We get to have our career. And behind, while I'm on my ship, flying missions somewhere, my wife and my kids are at home just doing the stuff that they got to do to hold our house together. And the same happens in moves. When you do a permanent change of station move and you have a family, sometimes the service member goes on deployment as soon as you get to your new duty station, and it's left up to the spouse and the children really to put the pieces together, find the schools, find the new doctors, get the house in order. It's a challenge.
I'm going to take this one from Facebook. My audience is on multiple platforms, and they want to know, what's the average orders to move from one location to another location?
Yeah, that can be, I've done it for 6 months. I've done it for 2 years. I've done it for 3 years. I think the longest I was ever in one place was actually in Belgium for 3 years and 4 months, I think. So it's in a 33-year career I've had, because some of those things are only 6 months long. That's why I got so many PCS moves in. And sometimes you go somewhere and you think you're going to be there for 3 years and you end up leaving after a year and a half. It's always different.
I want my audience to know I'm speaking with Tim Casella. He is the Vice President of Branch Operations at Navy Federal Credit Union. Okay, so with this upheaval of going from location to location, are there ever any financial challenges or responsibilities? We know the government is moving you. Well, the American public thinks that the government does everything for you.
Yeah, that's not the case at all. There are so many hidden costs to a move. There's so much chaos and uncertainty and unpredictability and logistical and emotional stress with moving. And here at Navy Federal, we hope to put some order to that chaos. I mean, the government doesn't pay you for that 2 months first, 2 months rent that you got to put down on an apartment. They don't pay you for all the cleaning supplies that you got to buy for your new place. They don't pay you for if you're putting your kids into a school and all the maybe school uniforms you got to buy. There's so many unknowns that you have to take care of. So we created this thing called a PCS checklist that helps to put some, like I said, some order to that chaos. And if you can get to it early, and if you can use it, it's really going to help you take care of some very fundamental things that are important for you and your family. So then you can do the important stuff and take care of your kids when they need it.
Why are you talking about this publicly now?
Oh, gosh, because it's important. The Pentagon has just recently they've announced that they're trying to overhaul the PCS system. We've got almost 400,000 service members and their families that do a PCS every year. That's over 30,000 a month. I mean, imagine that, 30,000 people a month just in the military that could be moving overseas. They're moving across the country, and they're doing it with their families. I mean, I did it. I've done it across country as a single sailor, and I've done it with a family, 2 small children and 2 cats sitting on my lap, moving over to Belgium and having to live in a hotel room for 2 months while we find a new house. It's just something that I don't think we talk about enough. It's the hidden stress of a military life.
Okay, so one of the things you probably don't talk about is, what does this do to the spouse of a military person? They may have a career or a job, or roots in the community.
Yeah,
are they impacted?
Absolutely. My spouse, every time we have moved, I mean, she's a career professional, and she it has brought upheaval to her career and to her job. She had a wonderful, she was a political appointee up in Washington, D.C. in the first Bush administration. We moved down to Jacksonville and she was able to find a job with a corporation there. And then we moved overseas, which, in a way was good for her family. She got to focus on her family, but it was a really hard transition for her from being a career professional to having to put her career on hold. That's not easy, and it's a very tough thing to ask anybody to do.
Well, let me ask you about one more thing. The children. On the outside, we're thinking that's exciting. You've lived all these places. You've got to have all these experiences. So do children uproot very well?
That depends. For some, it can build resilience. For some, it can be very, very traumatic, especially the older they get. When they get into high school, they're really important years for our children. And if you're ripping them out of their friend group where they're comfortable and you're putting them in a strange place. Luckily, when we moved overseas, my two boys, they were very young, but they went into a Belgian school where all they spoke was French. So they came back speaking, sure, they spoke fluent French. Now they won't speak a word of it. I think it's to punish us. But it was a great experience for them, but it wasn't easy. Our kids, they're fragile. They're just trying to figure out life. They don't have that resilience that we have built up through the years. So we've got to guide them and shepherd them through this. And it's hard to do that if one of the parents deploys right away, right? So that whole burden is left on one parent.
I'm going to wrap up with the Navy Federal Credit Union once again, and you touched upon it a little bit. What role do you guys play to try to help people balance this kind of lifestyle? Yeah,
So I became a Navy Federal member when I was 19-year-old sailor with a sea bag on my back, and I needed a bank account. And there was a Navy Federal on base, and they've been with me ever since. It's an organization that has service in its DNA and service to our service members. So we've created this PCS app that's got some real tools. It's not just fluff. It's real stuff that was created by a veteran with input from military spouses to help our military members to put order to some of that chaos that a military move is. Things like power of attorney, things like help with buying a new home, buying a new car. What is the cost of living going to be like in a new place you go? Start planning early and use this checklist to your advantage. It's a pretty powerful tool. Go in there and check it out. It's worth it.
Okay, tell me where we can go. But before, I want to thank my military families because I see you guys out there on the dashboard. And I didn't know we had so many military families, but thank you so much for tuning in. They've got more questions than you and I have time, Tim.
Man.
So where do they go?
Yeah. Go to NavyFederal.org. You don't even have to be a member. Go to NavyFederal.org and navigate to Making Sense. And there's all sorts of great tools, financial tools for you to use. If you're a member, get on the app and then go to the PCS checklist. Even if you're not moving for another year or two, look at it because it's going to help prepare you and get those juices flowing in your brain so you can start thinking about those important things that you need to get done.
I want to thank you, and I'm going to take this last question. The poster wants to know, do they have to be in the military to be a part of Navy Federal Credit Union, or is it for military only?
No, not necessarily. It's yes, it's active duty. It's their family members. It is veterans. It is the extended family members for the members that we have. If you are the roommate of a member, you can join. There's a lot of different ways you can join Navy Federal. So I really encourage you to go to the NavyFederal.org website, and it'll walk you through the process to become a member.
Tim, I want to thank you so very much for being so succinct and telling the story of other people and stopping by the Valder Beebe Show. I appreciate it.
Thank you, ma'am. I really appreciate it. Thanks for having me on.
Hi, I'm Valder Beebe, host of the Valder Beebe Show. We have over 1,000 videos on ValderBeebeShow.com and YouTube.com/ValderBeebe Show. We upload new videos daily. Our site is a modern baby boomer platform with news and information important to boomers. Subscribe to YouTube.com/ValderBeebe Show and stay connected as I interview the world's most fascinating people.